Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is How I See It Live. Good morning, Grand Rising to those who say Grand Rising, and all of that good stuff. Thank you all for joining me. Remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. And y'all, speaking of TikTok, please, after this live is all done, go over to my TikTok. I just posted my real time first reaction to the Seventh Avenue Beauty new scent, the um what's it, rose vanilla cream body oil. Oh my god, y'all, if you haven't bought it yet, and it's been what, maybe 2 3 hours since I rubbed it on my skin, and I still smell good. It smells amazing. So make sure you go over to my TikTok and check out my reaction video, my unpackaging video. How's everybody doing? It's early Saturday morning. I don't know if you're like me and you don't have work. Hi, Yumena. Divine rising to you too, Queen. Now, I don't know if y'all are like me and you don't have work. So maybe you have chores to do on a Saturday, or you're just relaxing, you're going out shopping, I don't know, but have an amazing Saturday either way. As I said before, thanks to everybody that's tuned in. And if you're going to be a part of if you are a part of the replay gang, thank you for watching. So let's start with Letitia Scott, who had just posted or has posted that she will be on YouTube. She'll be talking about real estate and property development, and she'll also be talking about the behind the scenes of reality TV. And I thought to myself, this is very, very interesting because she has been posting a lot more lately. This season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, we have seen Letitia Scott post more than we have seen her post the entire 8 9 seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville that we have watched. Hi, Vivian Allen. Good morning. We have definitely been seeing Letitia Scott and also Marsau post more than we've ever seen them post before. And I think with Melody departing from the show, Letitia is trying to step into that star role. She is trying to do a little bit more than she used to. Now she has to put in more work. Before, they didn't have to put in so much work because Melody was always there to pick up the slack. Melody was always there to push the show forward. But with Melody leaving the show, somebody has to get into the driver's seat. Somebody has to keep the momentum of the show going on social media. And I think Letitia Scott and Marsau, they have been forced into that spot. But it's quite unfortunate how when we met these people, they used to take so many digs at Melody, calling her the post queen because they were envious. They were envious of how Melody was showing up on social media. They were envious, in my opinion, and resentful of the fact that Melody understood social media. Melody understood that social media was going to be the driving force for your brand, whether you're a public speaker, whether you're an author, whether you're an actor, singer, whether you are an entrepreneur. Social media was going to be the driving force. So Melody was maintaining a certain level of visibility on social media even before the show. That is why the inside joke between the Scots clan was that Melody Sheree was the post queen. This is why we say Melody Sheree is the blueprint, especially when it comes to the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector and those people. Because, of course, there are other people who understood social media influencing before Melody Sheree. There are other people who were posting, other people who pitched reality TV shows, other people who are great business leaders. Of course, she's not the first and she won't be the last. But when it comes to that group of people, the Scots and all of them, Melody led the way for certain things that they did not understand. And the thing is, Melody wasn't selfish. Melody wasn't selfish in what she was doing and the places she was trying to reach. She wanted to take all of them along with her as her star was rising. But instead of listening to her, watching how she was moving, trying to emulate some of the, well, let's be clear, Letitia been copying and pasting a lot of what Melody has been doing over the years, while acting as if that's not what she was doing. Hey, Queen Ines Martin. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. We saw Tisha copy and paste a lot of what Melody was doing and a lot of what other people were doing. But while she was copying and pasting Melody's move, she was acting like that's not what I was doing. That's a coincidence. But look at her now, having to become a post queen, having to play catch up when they should have been doing all of this since season one of Love and Marriage Huntsville. They should have been capitalizing they should have been capitalizing on the views they were getting in season one, season two, season three. They got up to 1 million views on that show at one point in time, but that was at the heights of the Melody Sheree and Martell drama on the show. They weren't getting to 1 million views because of anything that the Scots were doing. Let's be clear. Let's be abundantly clear. When they were hitting 500,000, 600,000, 1 million views, it was because people were tuning in to the Martell and Melody storyline. That's what people were interested in. And even so, the rest of the cast, they had an opportunity to capitalize on those viewerships that they were getting at the time. At the time when people weren't so strong on who they were supporting from the show, before there was the Melometer name was coined or the Melometer fan base was coined, the rest of the cast had an opportunity to capitalize on social media, but they didn't. Instead, as we say in Jamaica, they were bad minding Melody. Because Melody understood social media and was using it to her advantage and was building her brand utilizing social media. She utilized the heck out of Facebook when it came to her public speaking and getting invited to do motivational speeches at schools and at different events. And then she capitalized on Instagram. When Instagram Live became a thing, Melody was on live all the time. And it wasn't about just about the show. It was just about life and telling her story and talking about her brand and talking about things that she was doing outside of the show, selling her products, selling her services, selling her classes, keeping her fan base and even the haters too up to date on some of the important things that she had going on. giving a lot of content creators content. Y'all can go to Ebony the Best and her YouTube page, and you can go down her the timeline of Ebony the Best and see a lot of Melody's lives over the years. And then when TikTok came about, Melody started to utilize that as well. Now doing, TikTok shop live events and stuff like that. But before, and I keep saying this, hi, who said that? Before there was a TikTok shop, Melody was doing TikTok shop style lives on her Instagram. And if y'all don't believe me, I am going to repost to my community wall a live from Ebony the Best from when Melody Sheree launched 7th Avenue Beauty, and how she would be on her lives dropping discount codes to 7thAvenueBeauty.net, and how she would be packing orders and talking about her products. And as people would go into the Shopify and there'd be like, there'd be pings coming in, she'd be like, okay, I see y'all. I see y'all in the Shopify. Y'all are looking at products. Use the discount codes. Melody was doing that before TikTok shop. And I'm glad that she was doing it on live so that we have the timestamp to show that she was doing this before TikTok shop came about. For those who like to say, oh, this person did it first. Melody was doing it before TikTok. TikTok was just another stream of income. A lot of people who are fans of Melody are probably not even on TikTok right now. So they still are going to her website. She has said a lot of the traffic for her business is through her website. But as an entrepreneur, you're supposed to want additional streams of income. That's a lesson we learned from Melody. Property preservation class, her God Said Go shirts, her skincare line, motivational speaking, her music, her acting. What else? Clothing collaborations with Jay Bowling. Multiple streams of income. And I'm sure Melody Sheree is investing. Because what wise business person would not be investing? Hmm? So now all these other people have to be playing catch up now. Now Tisha has to be playing catch up when she could have been on Melody's level. As I was saying before, and the thought escaped me, Melody was trying to take Tisha with her. Let's go back to season 1 when Melody met with Tisha at the tea cafe or whatever, or at the tea shop. I think they went out for tea or something. And they were sitting outside on the patio, and Melody said, girl, let me show you the blueprint. Let me show you how you can be a mom, a great mom, and a boss at the same time. And this was when Marsau wanted Tisha to stay in the house and not do anything but stay in the house and take care of the kids. He told her that she went and got her real estate, her degree in real estate or whatever for fun. And she was in that tiny house crying because he was dead serious. And he told Carlos that he doesn't want to be a power couple. Just recently, he said that to Carlos on Messy Mondays, that he's not interested in being a power couple. And Melody said, girl, let me show you the blueprint. Melody wasn't talking about marriage. But here goes Tisha. Over to Kimmy. Yeah, I met with the Melody and she said she wants to show me the blueprint. And here goes Kimmy. How is she going to show you the blueprint and her husband is cheating on her? What does that got to do with Melody, the entrepreneur? What does that have to do with Melody, the mompreneur? Melody didn't say, girl, let me teach you how to be a wife. Girl, let me teach you how to make sure that your husband isn't cheating on you. She didn't say that. The conversation was, I want to get out of the house. I want to utilize my degree. Girl, how are you able to be such a great mom and a businesswoman at the same time? And Melody was like, girl, let me show you how. Let me give you the blueprint. Let me take you to some networking events and introduce you to some people who can help take you to the next level. That was the discussion. And the fact that Melody even put their names into the hat so that they could have gone in front of a Carlos King to audition to be on this platform says Melody was never a hater. Because at the time she put their names in the hat, Melody and them weren't even hanging out like that anymore. Melody was trying to focus on the marriage that was falling apart. That's what she was focused on. But she still put their names in the hat. She even said to Carlos, if y'all go back and watch Melody sit down with Carlos, not the one that she did in Huntsville. The one that she did, I think, last season, where they talked about how Stormy got on the show and all of that. And Carlos King said, Melody said, even when she recommended Kimmy to be auditioned, she said to them, Kimmy and her, they're not cool like that. But there's something there. There's like a little tension there that she think would make for good TV. That shows you Melody's no hater. She didn't have to put Kimmy's name in the hat, knowing that they don't get along, but she still did. They've talked about how when Tisha and Melody got into their little, disagreement or whatever, and Tisha was having the Brown Girls event with Kiki. Tisha didn't want to invite Melody, and so production was going to scrap that entire scene. And Melody called up Tisha, put on her executive hat on, and called Tisha up and said, girl, listen, I know we're not seeing eye to eye right now, but this event that you want to film for the show is more important than our petty, whatever is going on. And they're about to scrap this scene if you don't invite me. So you need to pick up the phone while the cameras are on you and call me and invite me to this event. Or it's going to be scrapped. Melody could have been a hater and said, okay, y'all can scrap it. I don't care. Let me do an event. She could have done that. But she was never a hater. I'm sure in season 2, because the show is still fresh, Melody could have said, hey, I want one of them Scots off the show. I don't think the show is balanced enough with, all these family members on. But she still didn't do that. So now, Tisha, you have to become a post queen now. The very thing that you were hating on Melody for, now you have to be doing. And you know what's funny, y'all? Remember season 1 when Kimmy and Tisha called Melody bougie because Melody around Christmas time wanted to go to a gala or gala? As teachers, we're taught that when there are two vowels in a word, the first vowel is going to say its name. Now there are exceptions to the rule. The Jamaican in me will say gala, but if we're trying to be, phonetically correct and all of that, gala. Anyways, that was a sidebar. They said Melody was bougie because she wanted to go to, I guess, some fireman's ball or something or gala. And because they were being haters, they said, I don't want to be bougie. I wanna spend time with my family. It's Christmas. Okay, girl, that's fine. You don't have to go out and network. That doesn't mean I'm bougie because I understand that in order for me to grow my business, I have to make sure that I'm in rooms with the people in the city that can help me do that. With the city council members, with the senators, with the mayors, with the police chief, with the fire chief. I gotta be in rooms with these people. But guess who's having um dinners now at Christmas time and for New Year's? Mm-hmm. The Scots. Good morning. Now they have to be doing that. I just saw Marsau and Tisha, I think. I don't know if it was Christmas or New Year's. They posted uh uh a black formal event. I don't know if they were doing it for their it's rumbling. If they were doing it just for their staff or whatever, but they hosted it at Black. I thought it was bougie to have events around Christmas time. So Tisha and Marsau um going out to a formal dinner during during Christmas. I don't remember who was hosting it, but it's posted up on Marsau's page. Again, I thought it was bougie to network during Christmas. But you know what? As you grow in business, you realize that some of the moments that you get the opportunity to rub shoulders with other business leaders and with the important people in your city is during the holiday seasons when they're hosting all these different events. Melody understood that. And that's what she was trying to tell these people back in the day. But they couldn't get out of their own way long enough to realize that it's not that she's being bougie. It's one, she's trying to help us because we claim that we're business people. And two, this is how the who's in the city get to meet each other at these events. Enjoy Christmas. Enjoy Christmas. Christmas breakfast, Christmas lunch, Christmas dinner, open presents. And then at 8, put on your nice gown, get your makeup right, tell the children good night, get grandma or auntie or somebody to babysit, and go and network. Go and work the room. Go and talk to the people in the city who come the new year. They'll remember your face and they'll remember your name. You have their business cards with their personal number, where when you need a liquor license, you can call the city commissioner and say, "Hey, da 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 da, I'm Marsau. Yeah, we met at the fireman's ball. How you doing? Oh yeah, Marsau, I remember you. How you doing, man? I'm having some issues with this liquor license. You told me that, when we talked at the gala a couple weeks ago, you said I could call you anytime and you can help me, with the processing." Hmm? Oh, I'm trying to build this this hotel, and we're having some issues pulling the permits. I don't know if you can help me. I was talking to you about that at the party, and you told me to call you, in 2025, first thing, and you helped me with those permits. That's networking. But how do you network when you're not even in the room? That's what Melody was trying to tell them while they were up in her house for that spa day, calling her bougie, when all she was trying to do was put them up on game. Now they are all playing catch up, things that they should have been doing 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 19, 2020. Because remember, the show aired in 2019. Which means they filmed in 2018, which means when they were up in Melody's house calling her bougie because she understood how to network, she understood how to grow a brand, they should have been doing the same thing 2018, 2019, 2020. But now we're in 2020, 2024, 2025 now. And now is when y'all are finally understanding. So go ahead, Tisha, be the post queen. I hope your T Squad blows up your YouTube. I don't know if I'll be watching, not even for content creation purposes. But I just had to point out how tables will definitely turn. How you hate on somebody for doing something for years, and then you finally now have to be doing the same thing, girl. How the real reason sometimes why people hate you is because they truly want to be you. And there are too many people in the world who are afraid to say, this person has inspired me. I don't see it for Kim Kardashian, truthfully, but I find her hustle to be inspirational. That girl and her mama turned lemon into lemonade for real, real, real. They turned a whole, tape into a $1 billion empire. That's inspirational. That don't mean that some of us can do that today in 2025, but they did it. Hate them as much as we want. They do a lot of cultural appropriating, but they stay doing business. They stay in multiple bags. Highly CW. Hmm? I don't always see it for Candy Boris over there, but cannot deny that Candy is a great entrepreneur. Candy, keep a bag, Boris. Okay. Woman said, I'm going to turn a shade tree into a money tree. Phaedra was out here spreading rumors, and Portia went and repeated those rumors on camera. And what did Candy do? She said, okay, bet. I'm going to have a whole dungeon tour. How about that? So again, too many people are afraid to say, I take inspiration from certain things that people do, even if I don't really like them. Tisha, you should have been talking about um, development. You should have been talking about real estate from 2018. And I'm not talking about on the show, I'm talking about on your social media. You should have had a real estate masterclass from 2018, Tisha. Now, maybe that's an idea for you right there. You know how many people want to pass their real estate license and would love to get some easy pointers on how to pass their test? And you are supposedly sitting on this knowledge that you could have been imparting, could have been making money from since 2018. Marsaw is now out here saying, oh, I'm going to have, a construction masterclass. So you should have been doing that since 2018 too. Instead, you were hating on Melody and her property preservation masterclass. Talking about people are paying for people to tell them that, God's going to do it for them. And that was a lie. Because yes, Melody does talk about God and how you got to have faith in anything that you do. But the information she provides in her class, and I'm speaking as a past student of the Melody Sheree Property Preservation Masterclass, the information that she imparts, if you are ready to set up your property preservation business as soon as that 6 weeks is over, you can do it if you want. You can start bidding on jobs the day after the class is completed. Because as you are going through each week of the class, your homework is literally you setting up your business from start to finish. So by the end of the program, you can start bidding on jobs and they're going to help you bid on jobs. You're guaranteed one contract, and you can ask every student that has done Melody's class. They're guaranteed one contract. And even after that one contract is completed, they still provide you with assistance if and when you need it. But they hated on every single thing Melody had going on instead of taking little bits and pieces here and there from what she was doing and inserting it in the right way, not just copy and paste, and then you're not following through. Because one thing Melody has over all of them people on the cast is her follow through. She wanted to do a TV show. They didn't believe in the idea, but she still followed through. She wanted to do music all her life. She went to American Idol and all of that, and it didn't work. But guess who's doing music now? Melody, because she followed through. She always wanted to be an actress. She followed through. She wanted to own her skincare line. She followed through. And she's sticking with it. It's not, I'm going to try something because it's popular and it's seeming to make everybody else money. It's, she's passionate about it. And that passion is also why people are drawn to her products, because we can tell that she knows what she's talking about. We can tell that she's using her stuff. Now, I don't want to do the comparisons, but I have to in this case, because this morning, as I was up, um, Stormy was on live and she was talking about some serum that she was promoting, not a serum from her company. She was promoting a serum from somebody else's company. And while she's talking about the serum and saying, her face, her face looks great and whatever, 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 there's all these blemishes all over her face. And I think she realized that in the moment. And she's like, yeah, I had a breakout the other day because, I had stopped using the product. Even my friend said, girl, why you stop using the products? And I'm like, see, this is what I be talking about. Y'all selling, in my opinion, selling things to people that y'all really not using. What we know is Melody uses her products. We see her filter free all the time. She films on that show. No makeup. And she stands by her products. And the reviews speak for themselves. So, as I said, shout out to Tisha, Miss Letitia Scott, aka following in Melody's footsteps. And now she is a post queen. Now let's talk about Letitia Scott. Dang, all these Letitia's, child. Letitia Lunsford, aka SweetTea, and Dr. G, and the scene from Married to Medicine. And sorry about that, y'all. Um, and the scene from the show where Heavenly claims that the him, telling Letitia, you know, babe, stop, don't talk to her, whatever, in reference to Quad, because Quad and SweetTea were getting into it. Heavenly claims that, oh, it was worse than we saw. Da, 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 da. I'm tired of Heavenly saying that. Like, she uses that language. She uses that language in every single review of the show that she does. It's always, oh, they didn't play something. Oh, it was worse than they actually showed. I'm like, lady, if they're gonna show us that little part that a lot of people felt was just that bad, why did they not just go ahead and show us the worst part then? Because if we are to believe Heavenly's narrative, that the things Dr. G said to Letitia in the scene was just so much worse than what we actually saw, then maybe we should all believe then, right? We can believe that what Dr. Damon said to Heavenly in the scene was way worse, because he basically told Heavenly to shut her mouth. Did we not see that? When he told her, stop, stay out of it, you always do stuff like that. And then they're gonna get mad. And now you sitting here laughing, and you could see the disgust on his face as he was telling her to just shut her mouth. So then, if what Dr. G said to SweetTea was just way worse than we saw and they didn't play it and blah, 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 then should we then also think that what Dr. Damon said to Heavenly was actually worse and they just edited it out? I'm just asking. Show me a couple that has never had a spat in public, whether it's in front of family, whether it's in front of friends, and show me a couple on the show who has been given their reality. I'm talking about Simone, and I'm talking about Toya. I'm talking about Contessa. Couples who have actually given us their real lines, their real pain, their real sadness, their real anger, their real annoyance with each other, that hasn't had a similar moment to SweetTea and Dr. G. Because I sure recall Toya yelling in Eugene's face for him to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth. And Eugene looking at her like, don't tell me to shut up, and yelled that at her. Are we not remembering these things? I sure recall Cecil and Simone meeting up to talk about that lady that I guess Cecil was friends with and whatever. And Simone cussing Cecil all the way out in that restaurant and walking out on him. And then we can talk about Scott and Contessa and their back and forth. So what makes Dr. G and SweetTea so abnormal on this show? Well, okay, because of the narrative that's out there from their previous marriage, where both himself and Quad has said it was toxic on both their parts. They both said it. They both said it. And I'm going to repost the clips from that reunion where G and Quad were on the stage alone talking to Andy. And at the end, Andy said, "You are saying that it was physical on both sides." And Quad was the one that answered and said, "Yes, it was both of us." That's all I needed, y'all, to wash my hands of their situation. Because you're not going to tell me that both of y'all were doing stuff, but I just point the finger at the man. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So because that narrative is out there from Quad's and G's previous marriage, and people excluding the fact that Quad did admit that both of them were being toxic in that relationship, Dr. G and his new wife can't be annoyed with each other. He can't raise his voice to tell her, baby, don't argue with that woman because what she wants is a moment. And please recall, y'all, during the episodes where the women were on the girls' trip, where they went to that ranch or whatever, that cowboy ranch, both SweetTea and Heavenly said that SweetTea and Quad, they got into an argument on that girls' trip where Quad was chest bumping SweetTea, trying to fight her. So I can imagine SweetTea being on that trip, calling her husband like, you know, your ex-wife tried to push upon me, trying to get physical. And he's like, yeah, stay away from her. Don't engage with her. She wants a moment. She wants to fight. Don't give them that. And now, as he is sitting in this scene in Key West, looking, watching things escalate, and Quad's yelling, and Sweet Tea's yelling, and they're also mic'd up. So, of course, the voices are going to be amplified on our screens. Him telling his wife, babe, be good. Don't talk to her. Don't engage with her. In my opinion, what he really want to say, because they can't break fourth wall too much, is she's looking for a moment. She wants the moment for TV. She wants to show y'all being at odds and her arguing and doing all the theatrics. Don't feed into it. That's what he was trying to tell his wife. And I don't think he was wrong because T, why you don't give Quad anything. And I hope that when y'all go to the reunion and she tries to address you, you turn to Andy and you're like, so Andy, what was your question? And even if Andy says, well, Quad was saying something, say, yeah, I'm not addressing her. If you want to ask me the question, I'll answer you, Andy. I hope that's what Sweet Tea goes to the reunion and does. Don't give Quad anything. Don't give Heavenly anything. Sit pretty. Sit pretty, girl. Hands laced, ankles crossed, sit up, shoulders, back straight. And only address the people on the cast who show you respect. Only address the people on the cast who you're cool with. Because we know Heavenly gonna be on the couch having Quad's back, saying dumb-ish that she only has secondhand information of, because ain't none of us was in Dr. G's and Quad's marriage to know anything that happened for sure. None of us was, including Heavenly. So them two are gonna have each other's backs. And I don't know what the cast is up to as it relates to their relationship with T and Dr. G, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that there are cast members who are willing to sit on the stage and say, Heavenly, you have done some horrible things to this young lady, including spreading misinformation about a chronic whole body illness that is endometriosis because you wanted to disparage her character and make it seem like she reached out to Dr. G under false pretenses. And because you wanted to be that petty, you spread so much misinformation about endometriosis. And that's sickening. But I don't see in that moment where Dr. G did anything wrong and trying to get his wife to calm down. And sometimes when you are trying to get somebody to calm down, when you see that they're heated, when you see that they're getting loud, when you see that they're trying to argue with somebody, the only way you can get them to calm down is to try for your voice to be above what they were saying. And Quad and T were going back and forth. So of course it's gonna be, babe, be quiet. Don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. Be good. Of course it's gonna sound like that. And then they go back to the room. And the only thing I'll fault Dr. G for is, sir, you've been on reality TV long enough to know that if you're mic'd up, they're going to take that audio and do whatever they want with it. And if you're mic'd up and you're on the camera, they're going to take that entire visual and they're going to make whatever story they wanted to. So I feel like before y'all even got to the room, y'all should have taken your mics off. Y'all should have told the camera, absolutely not, we're done. Don't follow us upstairs. And y'all should have gone to the room and y'all should have had that little spot that y'all had privately. Like, babe, I don't want you talking to her. You know this girl wants a moment. You know this girl dramatic AF. You know she needs a moment for the show so she can stay on and have a storyline. Don't give it to her, babe. That's what I was trying to tell you, babe. But that could have been a private conversation. But even in that and him explaining why he was upset and not wanting to talk anymore and saying that, okay, I'm going to, go for a walk so that I can cool off because I'm just annoyed. People need to understand the difference between being extremely annoyed and frustrated and being just angry and volatile. Because, child, if y'all heard some of the arguments that my husband and I get into, oh, it's silly-ish sometimes. It's like, dang, Dr. G and Sweet Tea are not abnormal. That wasn't some abnormal, fussing that a couple does. That wasn't abnormal. Y'all senses, a lot of people, y'all senses are just heightened because of what Quad has said. And so now this man and his wife can't argue. Now this man and his wife can't have a disagreement. Now this man and his wife can't get to fussing. Y'all get 5 seconds of them probably, having a disagreement, and now the picture that people have painted in their mind is, oh my god, he's verbally abusive, he's probably ABing her. And I'm reading these comments and I'm like, are y'all crazy? That's crazy. These people probably don't even argue for real in their everyday life. But when they're on a show in an environment that's high stress and they're around people that wants to see mess, then of course certain things are going to happen within the context of filming a show for 3 months. But that's like maybe 20 minutes out of their entire marriage that you're seeing. And I hate that we're still at this point in time in reality TV where people don't understand editing, where people don't understand room tones, where people don't understand that they can take a sound bite from a whole other clip and insert it into a whole new clip or a whole new scene and make it seem like you're saying something in this particular scene that you didn't even say. Or or let me put it this way. They can make it seem like you're saying something in one scene that you actually said in a whole other scene. They can make it seem like you're making a face because somebody is saying something in a moment when the truth is you made the face 20 minutes ago because a mosquito bit you. And it had nothing to do with the person who was talking. That's called editing magic. Ask people who work in reality TV if they don't do that all the time. Their job is to make a story. So Eugene and Toya a couple seasons ago arguing, and Toya telling him to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth and don't play with her, and him telling her, yo, don't tell me to shut up. Is that their entire marriage? Is that how they go through their entire marriage? Simone cussing Cecil out and pointing all up in his face and getting rah-rah and then storming out. Is that their entire marriage? Scott and Contessa going through a rough patch where they had miscommunication moments and they were trying to figure it out. Is that their entire marriage? Because we're talking about 3 months of filming a show. Is that their entire marriage? Heavenly and Dr. Damon acting like they never argue, they never fight, he never gets loud. Well, we definitely know she gets loud because she says she hit him over the head with a frying pan because he came in late from hanging out with his friends. So we know she gets rah-rah, but they come on the show and they act like we ain't got no issues. Y'all really think that's their entire marriage? Hmm? So why do y'all feel like not y'all, but the people who just don't like Sweet Tea for whatever reason, and they don't like Dr. G because of things that Quad said. Okay, that's y'all can, y'all have a right to not like him for those reasons, if those are your actual reasons. Because at the end of the day, both him and Quad admitted to stuff. And I know a lot of people feel like, um, if a woman puts her hands on a man and he's trying to walk away and she's continuing to push and grab and push up on him, that the man has no right to defend himself. I know people feel like that. But as a woman, as a feminist who believes in equal rights for both men and women, uh, I believe in self-defense. I, I I'm telling y'all, I believe in self-defense. If I'm walking away, man or woman, I'm walking away. I'm trying to de-escalate a situation. I'm walking away and you are running at me with a weapon, I'm going to defend myself. That's just human nature. So I might have to hold you down on the ground to get the knife from your hand. Uh, Is that not realistic, y'all? Go go pay for that police report. From an incident that happened at Dr. G's and Quad's house back in the day. Go pay for that police report and see what it says. And see what reports the police got when they arrived to that house. And what the police observed when they arrived at that house. Go pay for it. I'm not saying anything else. Go pay for it. This is why I don't comment on G's and Quad's marriage, their previous marriage. This is why I don't comment on it. Because it's nuanced. It's nuanced. And people need to move on from that because it's so nuanced. The cast need to leave it alone because it's so nuanced and not pick a side at all. There's no sides to be picked in their situation. I'm telling y'all, there's no sides to pick. Just let the people move on with their lives. Hi, Katie Hudson. Hi, Sharon Goldbolt. Godbolt. Just let them move on. In this situation is where we can say the past is the past. Because both of them were toxic AF in that marriage. They were not a good fit. And that's okay. Probably King is her personal fit if he's not a pay-for-play boyfriend. And we've watched Sweet Tea and Dr. G online, in their home, out on dates, on their YouTube. And it's a different energy from what we saw between him and Quad. Even Phaedra said it last year on Instagram Live when Quad asked. And people say Sweet Tea is the one that's bothered by Quad. No, 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 no. Let me get into my anonymous tea bag. No, 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 no. Because why was Quad on an Instagram Live last season asking anybody if they feel like Sweet Tea and Dr. G are a better match than Quad and Dr. G? Quad was asking this question. She asked if Phaedra thought whether or not Sweet Tea and Dr. G made a better match than her and Dr. G. I'm like, girl, why do you care? Why are you asking these kind of questions? Asking about this woman's fibroids, asking about her wedding, the decorations. I was like, this is crazy. I'm going to post those repost those videos because some of y'all might think I'm lying. But these were some of the questions that Quad was asking on that live. And I'm like, this is weird. Why do you care so much? And Phaedra told her in that live that she feels like Dr. G and SweetTea are the better match. And Phaedra told Quad to her face that, after that first incident, because remember, when Quad and Dr. G were engaged, Dr. G called off their engagement. He called off the wedding. They were planning a whole wedding, and he sent text to everybody saying that the wedding was off. He said the wedding was off. And Phaedra said to Quad to her face on that Instagram live, after that first thing that happened between y'all, I didn't feel like y'all should have gotten married. I didn't feel like y'all were a good fit. So let's normalize people understanding that they were not a good fit. And that there are some relationships where you can bring out the worst in each other. And after y'all have moved on, you can absolutely leave the past behind if you know that y'all were both wrong in the situations and wish each other the best. And I truly felt like when Quad said, "Oh, when I saw that he was engaged, I saw the engagement post, I left a comment leaving hearts and I felt butterflies." And I thought she was truly happy for the man. I don't think that he cared either way of whether she moved on or not. I think he moved on with his life. And he wasn't trying to be stuck in that place anymore. Sharon, she was at fault. A lot of people forget the timeline. They got married during season 1 of the show. And Quad was casted for the show contingent on her getting married to a doctor because Mariah wanted the show to be about doctors, their spouses, or people connected to the medical field in some way. So Quad had to marry G if she wanted to be on the show. But come year 2 of the marriage, she moved out of the bedroom. She was sleeping in a whole other room. And this man was working 2 jobs. He was working 2 jobs. I, I need y'all to go back and watch the episodes. He wasn't just complaining because he was working 2 jobs, taking care of all the bills. He was also complaining because he's moving heaven and earth to take care of this woman who he's been taking care of financially since she moved in with him. And after they had the wedding and all of that, and she got a solid spot on the show, she moved out of the bedroom. Okay. She moved out of the bedroom. And she stayed out of the bedroom until she filed for divorce. She could have left the second she moved out of the bedroom. She knew this man wanted children, and from they were dated, from they were engaged, and she waited until after the marriage to tell him that she didn't think she wanted to have children. Wasted a lot of his time. He probably could have moved on year 2 of the marriage, gotten a divorce in year 2, and moved on to somebody who was willing to give him children. That's why I'm like, their situation is so nuanced. It's so nuanced. There's a lot of blame to go around on both sides. so much blame to go around on both sides, y'all. From what I've read, I'm not talking about my opinion now. I'm talking about paying for and seeing the police reports myself. Not reading just their recollection of events, but the officer's recollection of events. So I think a lot of us, when it comes to quad and doctors, you should really mind our business. We should really mind our business. Because I don't think either of them are ever going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth when it comes to things that transpired in that marriage. And Quad for sure isn't going to tell the truth because she wants to be the only victim. And she's actually not. These are facts. I'm not alleging ish. I'm not saying allegedly. I said I read it myself. So unless the popos wrote down incorrect information, I'm not saying allegedly to ish that I'm talking about right now. Information is out there for us to access, y'all. You might have to pay some coins for it. Like if you follow all your favorite content creators who read court docs and stuff, they'll tell you they gotta pay for them. But every single thing is out there for us to access. It is called the Access to Information Act or something like that. The Freedom to Access Information Act. You just have to know who to call and what to ask for and what systems to go on to access certain things. To access somebody, what do you call it? An arrest. A police, you can access y'all a police stop. You just have to know dates and who was involved to know that somebody has multiple DUI arrests. I'll say allegedly for that one because pulled I haven't pulled those records. But y'all saw how she showed up on that episode drinking and acting a fool, right? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Toya talked about it. Toya talked about it in season 9. Toya talked about it in season 9, and she talked about it in season 10 as well. That's not allegedly. Toya brought up Miss Quad's DUI arrest. But it's not just one, y'all. It's not just one arrest. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's leave them people's business alone. Because we don't know the half. And she keeps putting threats out there that, oh, there's a lot that I can reveal. But girl, there's a lot that really could be revealed that won't make you look any better. Which is why I think she threatens it because he hasn't said a lot. And she hasn't said a lot either, if you really think about it. She just puts on the dramatics. But I don't think she's ever going to get into the details because the details also make her look bad. Yes, glam. Yes, glam. Multiple. But anyways, y'all, I am about to head out. Glam, are you gonna go live so I can listen to something while I am about to do some chores? Let me know. Thank you all for listening. Please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. And remember, check out my TikTok. I just posted a video reviewing my 7th Avenue Beauty rose vanilla cream oil that arrived yesterday. So go check that out. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see y'all somewhere in these YouTube streets. So walk good. Bye.